So, ready when you are.
Thanks, Rebecca. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Adon and I work for the British Council in China, in Beijing. And today's presentation is about Generation UK, a campaign that we run to attract more students from the UK to gain experience in China. Before I talk about Generation UK, about the opportunities available and how to apply, just to briefly talk about the British Council, in case you're not too familiar with our organisation or what we do. So the British Council is the UK's international organisation for educational opportunities and cultural relations. And through projects like Generation UK, we aim to build trust between people of the UK and overseas. So in today's presentation, I'll be talking about Generation UK, the opportunities that we have on offer, and also how to apply for them. Okay, so just a bit of background to Generation UK. It's a new 3-year campaign that was launched last year in June, and it'll be running all the way until June 2016. We offer 2 main opportunities, funding opportunities for UK students. The first are academic scholarships for students to study for up to 1 year in China. And the second kind of opportunity is funding for internships, which lasts for 2 months. In the UK, we're supported by the Department for Business Innovation and Skills, and also by the Department for Employment and Learning in Northern Ireland. In China, we also have a few partners on board as well. So we work with the Shandong central government and also with the Tianjin municipal government. Part of the campaign is also about attracting support from corporate sponsors. So we're constantly looking for more funding for UK students from corporate sponsors and businesses as well.
Adon, sorry to
hello?
interrupt.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing your presentation. I think you need to reshare your screen.
Reshare my screen, sorry. Okay. Do you want me to start again as well?
No, it's okay.
No? Okay, cool. Can you see it now?
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, this was a slide that I was just on. So I'm just talking about the 2 opportunities that we offer and also our partners both in the UK and in China. So about eligibility, the same kind of eligibility criteria is for all of our opportunities. So you need to be a British passport, but we do take Irish passport holders but there's no upper age, so mature students are more welcome to apply. And also, finally, you need to be enrolled at a UK institution or university at the point of application, or you can also apply as a recent graduate. Now, by recent graduate, we mean applying within a year of your graduation date. So the first opportunity I want to talk about is the scholarships. So we offer kinds of scholarships to study in China. The first one is a scholarship called the British Council China Scholarship. And this scholarship can be used at any university across mainland China that is allowed to take international students, which is most universities in China. You can study a course, a non-degree course, for up to 1 academic year, and these courses normally start in September. To apply for the scholarship, we have an application form and instructions available on our website. So you'll see throughout the presentation that there's a web link, www.britishcouncil.org.cn/GenUK. All of our forms and instructions available on that website, and I'll talk about that in a bit as well. So for this scholarship, you need to download forms from the website and then post everything to the China Scholarship Council by the 28th of April 2014. It's a very simple application process, and the form is only 2 pages long as well. But I mean, the biggest problem with this is obviously sending everything via post. So we do recommend enough time to apply for this scholarship. The second scholarship that we offer is a regional one. So this is offered in conjunction with the Tianjin municipal government, and it's for a 1-semester study at Tianjin Polytechnic University. It is a specific course. It's in Chinese language and also business and economics in China, which is taught in English. And once again, the forms for this and the application instructions are available on our website. but slightly different to the previous scholarship. For this scholarship, everything is sent to us via email. So you fill out all of the application forms and email us everything, including copies of your supporting documents. Applications for this scholarship close slightly earlier because you don't have to post everything, and they close on the 6th of April. Secondly, we have the British Council Shandong Scholarship. Similar to the Tianjin Scholarship, this is also a regional scholarship. So we run this in conjunction with the Shandong government. You get to choose from a choice of up to 17 universities, and the list of universities is also available on our website. And the courses on offer are Chinese language courses, starting in September 2014. Once again, forms and application instructions are available on our website, and the deadline for this scholarship is the same as that of the Tianjin Scholarship. So all of our scholarships include the same package. They cover tuition fees at the Chinese university, accommodation, which is on campus in a university dorm, and a monthly living allowance, which depends according to your location, but that ranges from 1,200 renminbi to 1,500, which is roughly £120 per month to £150 per month. And last but not least, medical insurance as well is included as part of the scholarship package. So we look at the same kind of criteria for all scholarships. We look at academic achievement, your goals and how you can link studying in China to your long-term or short-term goals, and interest in China as a country as well. And we also take into account some soft skills as part of the application procedure. So moving quickly on to internships. So we offer funding for internships. These are for 2-month placements, and they are offered in 6 cities across China: Beijing, Chengdu, Qingdao, Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Zhuhai, in a wide range of industries and sectors. So you can see a few examples of the industries on offer, but there are more available as well. The placements are coordinated through 2 companies. The first is CRCC Asia and Intern China. Basically, how it works is you apply to the provider, placement provider, according to which city you want to be placed in. And if you are rewarded funding through Generation UK, then they will contact an employer on your behalf according to the sector that you apply through and arrange your placement from there. Funding covers accommodation, and this is normally in a shared apartment, so you have your own room, but you share a kitchen and bathroom with other interns. It covers STA travel insurance for the 2 months that you're in China, an airport pickup service, so you're picked up on your first day when you arrive in China, and dedicated support. This includes both in the UK, so you're supported with your visa application, and also when you're in China, there's somebody available 24/7 in case you have any issues outside of work, or in case you have any problems with your employer as well, there's somebody to talk to. Applications, they're all submitted online. Everything has to be sent via the post. The links for the application forms are available on the website as well. If you are eligible for funding, then you'll be interviewed by the telephone, and everything from there is confirmed with you via email. So there's only one telephone interview, and then after that everything is done online. In terms of when to apply, we have a 2-month application window. If you want to do a placement, for example, in May, apply so by March at the very latest, so at least 2 months in advance of your desired start date. The only exception to that is for placements starting in June or July, because that's the busiest time of year, the summer. And for placements starting in either month, we require candidates to apply by the 11th of April at the very latest. The only issue is funding is very limited, so it is allocated on a first come, first served basis. So we do advise submitting an application as early as possible, and it's best not to wait until the 11th of April deadline to submit application. In terms of everything is submitted online, and the link once again is at the bottom there. You need to submit a copy of 2 references. These are tutors or lecturers at your university. Your most recent grade transcript. This can either be from previous semester or your previous academic year. A student finance grant receipt and finance or birth certificate So in terms of what we look at academic achievement. So we require candidates to be achieving at least a 2-1, and that's demonstrated through your grade transcripts and also supported by academic references. We also look at your interest in your industry. So for example, if you're applying for a finance placement, then you should justify your decision and your choice on your application form. And last but not least as well, your motivations for working in China. So why in China, and also how does this link to your short-term or your long-term goals? A resource for researching studying in China is campuschina.org. This is managed by the China Scholarship Council, and they include our scholarship on there, as you can see, the British Council China Scholarship, as well as a database of other scholarships offered by the Chinese government and also other international organizations. If you want to do research on Chinese universities or courses offered at Chinese universities as well, then there's also a database of universities and international programs, which are all taught in English. So if you're thinking about applying for example, the British Council China Scholarship, which can be used at any university, then this is a good place to start your research about where to go and which universities you want to apply for. About the British Council Generation UK website. Here it is. This is what it looks like at the moment. It's about to undergo a major makeover, but the web link will stay the same, so you can always find it at britishcouncil.org.cn/genuk. For information about scholarships and for the application forms and instructions, please refer to the study section in the green there. And to the right of that, we have the internships section as well, which contains the links to the internship application forms and instructions on how to apply as well. As well as the Generation UK website, we also have another portal called Study Work Create, and this is a database of all British Council opportunities offered. So if you're interested in opportunities beyond China and other parts of the world, then this is a good place to start. And if you want updates delivered to your Twitter account or to your Facebook, then you could either follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. And updates about Generation UK, any deadlines or any new opportunities will also be publicised through these channels as well. That brings me to the end of the presentation about Generation UK. Do we have any questions?
You cracked up a bit when you said the recent graduate. So how long is the time period after you graduate?
1 year, so within 1 year of your application date. If you're graduating in June or July 2014, then you can apply all the way up until 2015.
Okay, cool. And the 2 academic references for the application, they'd have to be sorted out before you apply. They'll have to get submitted together.
Yeah, I mean, ideally before you apply, but you can also submit them afterwards as well if you don't have them available. We do appreciate that it takes a while sometimes to get hold of references or even transcripts as well. So you can submit an application and upload these documents at a later date, or just send them to us via email.
Okay. Pretty much everything, I think.
Adon, with regards to the references,
yes.
Have you got like a template or something for them to fill out, or is it just a case of the academic just being asked to write a general reference about the student, or are you wanting any sort of specifics within the reference?
To be honest, the reference is a backup for the academic reference, the academic transcripts, the grade transcripts. So normally referees write things like this person is on track for a solid 2-1 or a first. Sometimes if a candidate is a borderline 2-1, perhaps their transcripts show a 2-2, then we can request the referees indicate in the letters that although the previous semester they were working at a 2-2, we're very confident now that they're working towards a 2-1. So it's more to kind of back up their academic achievement, but also if the lecturer knows, for example, their interests in China or perhaps the industry that they're applying for as well, then we can also use that as an indication.
Okay.
So the assessment criteria for the internships, you can see it here, these 3 points basically. So as long as the reference can support these, then we consider that to be a strong or very supportive reference.
Okay, because I'm just thinking for some students, some students, I guess it depends what years they're in as well, but some students have, sort of a close relationship with some of their tutors, but some, they might not have that purely because they might not be having as much contact time this year, and they don't really perhaps have someone that can kind of vouch for them on more of a personal level. So as long as you're happy for it to be, kind of quite sort of generic, confirming grades and stuff. So some of them may be able to do a bit more around, motivations around why that student wants to go to China, some of those things, but some of them might not. So are you kind of happy with that?
Yeah, we're happy for them to be fairly generic, to be honest. And most of what we look at is what the students submit themselves on their form, and also what their grade transcripts show us. So it's only really in situations where we might, for example, think that okay, they're not on track for a 2-1, that we would look at the references for evidence of this, or request that the referees are able to provide some indication of this. But generally speaking, the second 2 points, so the interest in your industry and also your motivations for getting work experience in China, that should ideally be presented in your answers. So in the application form, there are sections to justify why you want to apply to work in China and why you want to work in the chosen industry as well. So, I mean, that's our first point of call, that's our first reference. And ideally, I mean, the references can reflect that as well, but if not, then we're happy to receive a generic reference. Some universities, one university we've come across before, said that it's their policy to only submit one reference for a student. And in situations like that, we can also make exceptions as well.
We had a lot of our lecturers have left. They've cut funding for our course. We've only really got 1 or 2 that have stayed with us throughout the whole 3 years, and one of them we don't. We don't have any for our 3rd year modules and that. So.
Yeah, I mean, just like the CV, we don't really look at your CV. The CV is for your potential employer if you're awarded funding, so that will be forwarded to the employer. And the references, I mean, they're just there to support your application. It's not what we look at, only when we need to look at them, if that makes sense.
Yeah. When we give the references, do we give the contact details, or do we have to actually attach them?
We just got asked. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So you have to attach them.
Because I went on.
I mean, normally. Sorry.
I went onto the application form and I couldn't find where to attach it. There was no option to attach a reference.
You can send them via email. So what normally happens is I submitted the application. You'll be for submitting the application, and then the references will be requested. Sometimes people just give email addresses of their referees, and then what will happen is your referees will be contacted asking for the reference, but the reference is ready, and then they just send them via email. So it depends really, but ideally you can have them ready before you apply, because it just saves time chasing referees.
And with regards to the transcripts, Adon, I know that I know that our students can, through sort of logging into our online portal, I know that they can pull up sort of a letter that confirms kind of their enrolment onto the course. So it's like an enrolment letter. So there's the other British Council programme was asking for that. There's also another document that is, it's not like an official transcript, but it confirms grades that students have achieved so far. Would you be happy with that? You don't want official sort of transcripts, or do you?
We'd like an official transcript. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, we'd like an official transcript. I've had applicants from your university before, and what they've submitted has been acceptable. So when I get back to my desk, I can check what they've sent to me previously and then confirm it with you, and then you'll know exactly what they've submitted previously.
Yeah, could you let me know what Polly sent you?
Yeah.
Oh, are you still there?
No worries.
Hello?
Yeah, you keep breaking up though. I can't quite.
Yeah.
Hello?
Every now and again we sort of lose you a little bit, but then you come back. That's fine.
Okay, I think the connection speed at Aiden's end's quite bad. So you've got the option of dropping the PowerPoint, which will speed things up a bit. If that doesn't work, Aiden, you
can do that.
You can mute your own video as well, so you only come through with audio. So you need to stop sharing your screen.
Yep. Well, I can. Okay. Right. Mute my video. Would that help?
You could try mute, yeah, but stop sharing the screen first, just so that disappears.
Okay.
And then mute your video.
Okay. And sharing again.
You could try, yeah.
Okay.
That help?
Yeah, that might be a bit. Shall I stop? I'm going to stop the recording as well.
Okay.